Hello, my name is Melissa Daniels, and this is Strabismus to Stereopsis. Strabismus is when your eyes are not pointing straight and not really working together. And on this channel, I love teaching you guys lots of different information about how to live with strabismus, but also how to make it better and to improve your depth perception in your vision. Today, we're going to talk about pickleball and how to have success when you're playing pickleball or tennis or whatever ball sport. If you have strabismus and you have some lacking depth perception, I want to give you some tips that will make a huge difference. Before jumping into that, I want to let you know you can go over to learn.strabismussolutions.com. While you are there, you can sign up for a Zoom call with me. You can take the Mastering Peripheral course, which is definitely going to help with pickleball. And you can also get one of the free downloads or PDFs that I have to offer. I don't know if it's like this all over the world, but in the United States, pickleball is becoming very, very popular. And as somebody with strabismus, I remember the first time I played pickleball, it was before I did vision therapy. It was before I had surgery, and I got invited, and I don't know if they thought I was going to be athletic or something, but I showed up with all these ladies, and it's probably like 2017. So this is like at the very beginning of the pickleball, and I couldn't hit the ball. I just whiffed it over and over and over again, and I just could not make contact with that ball. And I had played tennis previously, and pickleball and tennis, like there's a tough adjustment there for me, but also definitely my depth perception was playing a role. And over the last 7 years, I have done vision therapy and surgery, and those things have obviously helped improve my ability to play pickleball. But there's a few other tips that I want to give you so that eventually you hope to have perfectly aligned eyes with perfect depth perception, but it doesn't happen overnight. I'm going to give you 4 tips that can make a really big difference. One is the lighting and the time of day. It's going to be way more difficult at dusk for anybody, but especially for those of us with strabismus. That is going to take away some of our monocular cues, which is like how we judge depth even if with just one eye, like size, shadows. When you get dusk, the lighting gets really tricky, and our brain has a harder time figuring out depth. So it's not that we don't have any depth perception, we just don't have any binocular depth perception, right? If you're only using one eye at a time. Another thing with the light is, I know for me and a lot of people, if you have an amblyopic eye, when you go out into the sunlight, your brain automatically, you kind of squint that eye closed. So if I'm taking a picture outside, or even right now, like the sun is coming in through my window, and this eye is guaranteed a little bit more closed than this eye because it's my amblyopic eye. So automatically closes a little bit. And so if you add on that the sun is shining on this side of my face, that eye is going to be closed for sure. And if I'm let's say that you are just only using one eye for your central vision, but both eyes are still helping out peripherally, and that adds a ton to your depth perception. And so if you're closing off one of your eyes, that is going to severely impact your depth perception. So there's a few things you can do to fix this. One is wear sunglasses. Obviously, like that's a pretty simple one. Another one is the people that I play pickleball with, they all know I've got eye stuff going on, and it's like I'll ask to be on the side where my weaker eye is away from the sun. So if the sun's beating down this way, I'll stand, with my good eye towards the sun, and that helps me keep my weaker eye open, because my strong eye is going to stay open no matter what. That eye is always open, always ready to go. The weak eye is the one that wants to close off. All right, the next thing is just muscle memory. Because we don't have as much to depend on with depth perception, it's going to take a little bit more practice. And so slowing things down and just practicing how far away does my arm need to be, and really practicing that muscle memory can make a really big difference. And that isn't going to necessarily be able to happen during a game situation, but you can literally just drop a ball and like hit it against a wall and get that practice at knowing how far away your arm needs to be from your body, or that paddle needs to be from your body to hit the ball. And third is using your periphery. With your periphery, what happens is, I was talking before about monocular and binocular cues. So if you were to just close one eye, you can still tell things are closer, things are further away, right? Even people with normal vision can do that. with strabismus, you're a lot better at it. And one of the things that you are doing with one eye is you are also seeing your periphery. And the cool thing is both eyes, even though, one might be amblyopic, still using your periphery. And so if you are engaging your periphery, that's where both eyes are actually working at the same time for somebody with strabismus, which is just so important when you're trying to judge depth. So some ways that you can do this on the pickleball court. One is to be aware of the lines on the court the whole way around. So I'm not saying you're looking and tracing the lines with your eyes. It's while you're watching the ball come through the air, you're aware of those lines on the court. And that kind of helps you with the depth perception. Same with you can keep the net. That's something that's kind of big that you can keep an awareness of in your periphery. So you're looking forward at the ball, but you're aware of that net. You can also, if there's trees around the court, I love it when there's trees or even a tall fence, and that's constantly if I notice that I'm whiffing the ball or not making good contact, I think, okay, is my periphery open? Am I aware of the whole court? Am I watching the ball but being aware of the other players on the court and what's going on around me? And almost instantly I'm able to make better contact because I'm engaging that area where my depth perception is so much more locked in. If you can draw your brain's attention to that is going to make a big difference. When you get tired and you are, exercising and your heart rate goes up, you might feel that your vision goes down. Some people notice that their eye turns more when they are tired or exercising. And so that's why reminding yourself while you're playing, hey, is my periphery open, is a good idea, because you're likely to go to tunnel vision while you're playing. That's just kind of what's going to happen naturally. And so you have to kind of fight against that. If you want more help, there's so much about peripheral vision that is going to help. It's so important for people with strabismus to lock into that periphery. So my Mastering Peripheral course is a really big help for that. I will put a link to that in the description for sure. And last but not least, watch the ball. I think we've all been told that 1,000 times throughout our lives. Watch the ball, keep your eye on the ball. When you're not hitting it, everyone just tells you that. And I just always thought, well, that's impossible. And as I went through vision therapy and got my eyes to a place where they're more aligned and I can watch the ball now, it is amazing what a difference it makes. That alone changes the whole game. I become a superstar, guys. It's awesome. Well, superstar for me, right? But what happens is I start getting tired and I kind of forget, and I just kind of go with muscle memory, and I'm it's probably about here, and I miss the ball. I do really bad hits. But if I stop and I really think about it and really tell my eyes, look at that ball and watch it the whole way across, all of a sudden it's that ball, instead of being this big blur, it's clear and it's moving slower in space. It gives me more time to respond. All of you are yeah, obviously everyone's been telling me to watch the ball forever and I just can't do it. So some things that you can do to practice this. This is something that does not happen automatically. Step one is you can take anything. I like to take a beanbag, and you are going to just watch the beanbag, okay? You're watching it. You can start to throw it and try to watch it. Now, same thing you can do with a Marsden ball, which is a ball that's hanging from a string from the ceiling, and you can move it forward and back, and that's a lot more slow than a pickleball or a tennis ball, but you can just practice watching that move in and out. And then you combine the tip 3 and tip 4 together. Can I swing this ball across the room, watch it with my eyes, and be aware of my periphery at the same time? So I'm watching that ball and being aware of what else is happening in the room. And that skill is it's something that you can practice and learn even if you can't use both of your eyes together. Obviously, it's going to be better and more effective and efficient if you have both eyes working together on some level. But even if you don't, the ability to watch something and be aware of your periphery at the same time is going to make a huge difference. All right, now you can go win at all the pickleball things and feel a lot more confident in being able to participate in the social activity. It's really fun. It's great to get some exercise. And if you can start watching that ball, being aware of your periphery, and really practicing that while you play, that is going to help you apply these new visual abilities into so many different areas of your life. So keep practicing, and maybe one of these days we'll form a pickleball league with all strabismics and we can all dominate. Let me know if you've played pickleball in the comments and how it goes for you, and we will see you in the next video.